believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal, before this decade is out, of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the Earth. No single space project in this period will be more impressive to mankind or more important for the long-range exploration of space, and none will be so difficult or expensive to accomplish.
What's happening, everyone? Rise Up 44 here on Nalyo Gaming. We're checking out Apollo 11 VR experience on the PlayStation VR. We have a start journey, continue, credits, options, and extras. Let's go ahead and just jump right into it. We have cinematic, sit back and relax, interactive, take control during docking, landing, and moonwalk sections. Definitely interactive. In 1957, Soviet Russia launches Sputnik 1, the first moon mission. In 1961, Russian Yuri becomes the first man in space. For those 5 years, America was one step behind in the space race. In 1962, American President John F. Kennedy raises the stakes by announcing America's intentions to put a man on the moon. The following speech was delivered to the American people to support this endeavor.
No man can fully grasp how far and how fast we have come. But condense, if you will, the 50,000 years of man's recorded history in a time span of but a half a century. Stated in these terms, we know very little about the first 40 years, except at the end of them, advanced man had learned to use the skins of animals to cover them. Then about 10 years ago, under this standard, man emerged from his caves to construct other kinds of shelter. Only 5 years ago, man learned to write and use a cart with wheels. Christianity began less than 2 years ago. The printing press came this year. And then less than 2 months ago, during this whole 50-year span of human history, the steam engine provided a new source of power. Newton explored the meaning of gravity. Last month, electric lights and telephones and automobiles and airplanes became available. Only last week did we develop penicillin and television and nuclear power. And now, if America's new spacecraft succeeds in reaching Venus, we will have literally reached the stars before midnight tonight. This is a breathtaking pace, and such a pace cannot help but create new ills as it dispels old. New ignorance, new problems, new dangers. Surely the opening vistas of space promise high costs and hardships, as well as high reward. So it is not surprising that some would have us stay where we are a little longer, to rest, to wait. But this city of Houston, this state of Texas, this country of the United States was not built by those who waited and rested and wished to look behind them. For the eyes of the world now look into space, to the moon, and to the planets beyond. And we have vowed that we shall not see it governed by a hostile flag of conquest, but by a banner of freedom and peace. The exploration of space will go ahead, whether we join in it or not. And it is one of the great adventures of all time. Those who came before us made certain that this country rode the first waves of the Industrial Revolution, the first waves of modern invention, and the first wave of nuclear power. And this generation does not intend to founder in the backwash of the coming age of space. We mean to be a part of it. We mean to lead it. Its hazards are hostile to us all. Its conquest deserves the best of all mankind. And its opportunity for peaceful cooperation may never come again. But why, some say, the moon? Why choose this as our goal? And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain? Why, 35 years ago, fly the Atlantic? Why does Rice play Texas? We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win when the others do.
What an amazing speech. I've never heard it in its entirety.
Listen, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot.
July 16th, 1969, Kennedy Space Center.
I think the momentous, most memorable thing that I can recall about that particular day was the opportunity while my two friends here were being put into the spacecraft to stand alone by myself out there and look at the rocket and the quietness and see the sun come up and the waves rolling in and the evidence of the millions of people watching, but nothing specific and just so quiet, and to realize that indeed such a contrast was going to take place, all the frantic activity preparing the rocket, but it was so quiet up there for me personally, and that in a very few moments we were going to be departing in a great roar and off for a momentous event.
Holy crap, this thing's huge.
I thought we had a 90% chance of getting back safely to Earth on that flight, but only a 50-50 chance of making a successful landing on the first attempt. There's so many unknowns in that descending from lunar orbit down to the surface that had not been demonstrated yet by testing. It's a risk-reward equation, and you're able to accept a level of risk so long as it's commensurate with the reward that you will get by achieving the goal that you're after.
T-minus 1 minute, 35 seconds on the Apollo mission, the flight to land of the first men on the moon. All indications coming in to the control center at this time indicate we are go. 1 minute, 25 seconds and counting. Our status board indicates the third stage completely pressurized. 80-second mark has now been passed. We'll go on full internal power at the 50-second mark in the countdown. Guidance system goes on internal at 17 seconds, leading up to the ignition sequence at 8.9 seconds. We're approaching the 60-second mark on the Apollo 11 mission. T-minus 60 seconds and counting. We passed T-minus 60. 55 seconds and counting. Neil Armstrong just reported back. It's been a real smooth countdown. We passed the 50-second mark. Power transfer transfer is complete. We're on internal power with the launch vehicle at this time. 40 seconds away from the Apollo 11 liftoff. All the second stage tanks now pressurized. 35 seconds and counting. We are still go with Apollo 11. 30 seconds and counting. Astronauts report it feels good. T-minus 25 seconds. 20 seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11. Tower clear.
We got a roll program.
Neil Armstrong reporting the roll and pitch program, which puts Apollo 11 on proper heading.
This is pretty wild.
Plus 30 seconds.
There's wind to the sun up there.
Altitude's 2 miles.
Apollo 11 Houston, you're good at 1 minute.
Downrange 1 mile. Altitude 3, 4 miles now. Velocity 2,195 feet per second.
11 Houston, thrust is go. All engines, you're looking good. Hi, Roger. You're loud and clear, Houston.
We're through the region of maximum dynamic pressure now.
11 Houston, your guidance is converged. You're looking good.
Set 8 miles downrange, 12 miles high. Velocity 4,000 feet per second.
Stand by for mode 1, Charlie. Mars, mode 1, Charlie. 1, Charlie.
Cliff
Unbelievable.
Charles taking a staging status.
This is Houston, you are go for staging.
This is cool.
Roger, tower. Board cutoff.
Inboard engines out.
I'm in board cutoff.
Wow.
Houston, be advised the visual is go today. This is Houston, roger out.
Whoa, look at the pen.
Somebody gave me a window to look at.
Huh. That's crazy. Pen was flowing. Earth orbit mission time elapsed 2 hours 45 minutes. Here's Florida, I believe. Maybe not. Yeah, it could be. Look at the sun coming over the horizon. That's crazy. Oh, look at the shuttle below us. Okay.
I think certainly to go as far away as the moon and look back on the Earth certainly does affect your perspective. And then when you see it, tiny as your thumbnail held out in front of you at arm's length, that's sort of gets your attention. Beautiful sight. Tiny, pristine, blue and white, very fragile-looking object, shining like a beautiful little headlight out there in the black velvet of space. It does change your perspective. It makes you think that we have to take better care of this little fragile entity, because it is fragile.
Apollo 11, this is Houston. Slightly less than 1 minute to ignition, and everything is go.
Roger, Apollo 11's go.
There we are.
Ignition. We confirm ignition, and the thrust is go. Apollo 11, this is Houston at 1 minute. Trajectory and guidance look good, and the stage is good.
Apollo 11, we're showing velocity 35,570 feet per second.
Apollo 11, this is Houston. Around 3.5 minutes. You're still looking good. Your predicted cutoff is right on the nominal.
Roger, Apollo 11's go. We're showing velocity 35,570 feet per second. Altitude 177 nautical miles.
Apollo 11, this is Houston. You are go at 5 minutes.
Roger, Apollo 11's go.
There it is. Docking sequence. Separation, rotation, capture, pitch, accelerate, decelerate. Let's do this. Mission time elapsed 3 hours, 16 minutes.
Apollo 11, this is Houston. Your go for separation. Our system's recommendation is arm both spiral buses, over.
Okay, spiral B coming armed. My intent is to use bottle primary 1 as per the checklist, therefore I just turned A on.
Roger, we concur with the logic.
Very cool.
Alright, Neo, we need you to rotate the spacecraft now.
I'm looking for it. I'm looking for it. I'm not finding it. Oh, there it is.
Okay, we got the Eagle in view. Moving forward.
This is
30
cool.
meters.
This is really cool.
25. 20 meters. 15 meters. 10 meters. Fast. 8 meters. 6. 5 meters. 3, 2 meters, 1 meter.
What? What? How did I miss? To aim the craft at the docking target, use the... that's what I used, okay. You may use either eye to look through the glass. Align your craft with the lunar module. Docking target is shown above. Gently approach it with your craft. Okay, I was going too fast.
Meters.
Alright, I'm going super slow this time. Hopefully it's still...
8 meters.
No, it's not too fast, because I'm going a good speed.
6. 5 meters. 3. 2 meters. 1 meter.
What? Better line up.
1 meter. And capture.
Apollo 11, this is Houston. Radio check, over.
Roger, we've got the high gain locked on now, I believe. Auto tracking now.
Okay, you're coming in loud and clear, but Mike is just barely readable.
How is Neil? How are you reading Mike?
Loud and clear now, Mike, and we understand that you are docked.
That's right. Houston, we're ready for LEM ejection.
Roger, go for LEM ejection.
Thank you.
Apollo 11, this is Houston, over.
Roger, Houston, Apollo 11, go ahead.
Roger, could you give us some comments on how the transposition and docking went, over?
Yeah, I thought it went pretty well, Houston, although I expect I used more gas than I've been using in the simulator. Except for using a little more gas, and I'd be interested in your numbers on that. Everything went nominally.
This is Houston. Roger, we copy.
4 days, 4 hours, 10 minutes. I think we're going to the moon because it's the nature of the human being to face challenges, but it's by the nature of this deep inner soul we're required to do these things just as salmon swim upstream. Neil Armstrong, lunar orbit, altitude 86.7 miles. There we go.
Eagle, Houston, the alignment and the initialization look good to us, over. Roger, thank you. Eagle, Houston, would you have Columbia go to the high gain, yaw 0, pitch, -20, over?
See you later.
Apollo 11, Houston, we are go for undocking, over.
Roger, understand. Roger, Eagle, undock.
Roger, how does it look?
The Eagle has wings.
Roger. Eagle, Houston, we see you on the steerable, over.
I do believe you got thrusters on board that vehicle. Okay, you got it. Do it later.
Roger, let us know when you're ready to copy. We have a DOI pad and a PDI pad, over.
Guidance says we're go. Coming up on 5 minutes to ignition. Gene Kran's getting a go, no-go for descent.
Okay, all flight controllers, I'm going around the horn. Make your go, no-goes based on the data you had prior to LOS. See, we got it back. Give you another few seconds. We're going, fine. Okay, retro, go. Fido, go. Guide, go. Control, go. Telcom, go. GNC, go. Ecom, go. Surgeon, go. Capcom, we're go to continue PDI.
Where's Earth? This is brilliant. This is so cool. Flight trajectory, braking, visibility phase, landing phase. All thrust is provided by a single rocket under the center of the lander. You need to angle the craft to slow its descent for a soft landing. Okay. Recenter, hold up for additional thrust. Translate left, right. Pitch forward, backward. Let's give it a go. As soon as somebody demonstrates the art of flying, settlers from our species of man will not be lacking on the moon and Jupiter, who would have believed that a huge ocean could be crossed more peacefully and safely than the narrow expanse of the Atlantic, Adriatic, the Baltic Sea, or the English Channel, provided ships or sails adapt to the heavy breezes, and there will be some who will not fear that. 20th July 1969. 4 days, 6 hours, a mere 66 years after the Wright brothers' first powered flight, astronauts Neil Armstrong, and they are on their way to the moon. Okay.
Altitude 5,200 feet.
Alright.
4,200.
Houston, you're go for landing, over.
Roger, understand. Go for landing. 3,000 feet. Stop alarm. 1201. 1201. Roger, 1201 alarm. 2,000 feet. 2,000 feet. Into the ag. 40,000 feet. Roger. 3,400 feet. Still looking very good. Roger, 1202. We copy it. 700 feet. 21 down. 540 feet. 700 feet down.
Going way too hard. Boom. Crashed into the surface. Alright, let's just watch it happen because I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. I don't get it.
I'll leave it blue. Relay to it. See if they got me now. I got good signal strength in blue. Yeah, you should have him now, Houston.
Eagle, we got you now. It's looking good, over. Eagle, Houston, after yaw around, angled S-band pitch, -9er, yaw, +18.
Altitude 5,200 feet.
Manual attitude control is good.
Roger, copy.
Altitude 4,200.
Houston, you're a go for landing, over.
Roger, understand. Go for landing. 3,000 feet. Stop alarm. 1201.
1201. Roger, 1201 alarm. Where go? Same tide. Where go?
2,000 feet. 2,000 feet. Into the ag. 47 degrees.
Roger.
37 degrees.
Eagle looking great. Your go.
Altitude 1,600. 1,400 feet, still looking very good.
Roger, 1202, we copy it.
35 degrees. 35 degrees. 750. Coming down to 23. 700 feet, 21 down. 33 degrees. 100 feet down at 19. 540 feet down at 30 and at 15. Okay, 400 feet down at 9. Gate forward. 1050 feet down at 4. 30 and a half down. They're tagged on horizontal velocity. 300 feet down, 3.5. 47 forward. On 1.5 down. 70. Got this shadow up there. 50 down at 2.5. 19 forward. Altitude, velocity, light. 8.5 down. 220 feet. 13 forward.
This is so cool.
11 forward, coming down nicely. 200 feet. 4.5 down. 5.5 down. Within 60 feet. 6.5 down. 5.5 down. 9 forward. And 20 feet. 100 feet, 3.5 down, 9 forward. 5%. 185. Okay, 75 feet. That's looking good, down a half. 6 forward.
60 seconds.
Lights on. Down 2.5. Forward. Forward. 40 feet down, 2.5. Picking up some dust. 30 feet, 2.5 down. Straight shadow. 4 forward. 4 forward. Drift into the right a little. Down a half.
30 seconds.
Forward. Contact light. Okay, engine stop. ATA at a decent.
Awesome.
Mode control, both autos, engine command override off. Engine arm off. 413 is in.
We copy you down, Eagle.
Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot.
July 21st, 1969. Time 2:55.
The ladder, the 11-foot beds are only depressed in the surface about 1 or 2 inches. Although the surface appears to be very, very fine-grained as you get close to it. It's almost like a powder. Ground mass is very fine. I'm going to step off the limb now. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. As the surface is fine and powdery, I can pick it up loosely with my toe. It does adhere in fine layers, like powdered charcoal, to the sole and sides of my boot. I only go in a small fraction of an inch, maybe an eighth of an inch, but I can see the footprints of my boots and the treads and the fine sandy particles. Yeah, this is Houston. We're copying. There seems to be no difficulty in moving around as we suspected. It's even perhaps easier than the simulations of 16G that we performed in various simulations on the ground. Absolutely no trouble to walk around.
Here men from the planet Earth first set foot upon the moon, July 1969 AD. We came in peace for all mankind. Deploy experiments. Deploy all experiments and explore the landing area. When you are ready to leave, just approach the lander and click on the leave surface icon near the ladder. Look for the following icons. Warning: jumping and smoothly moving around using the left stick may be uncomfortable. Use with caution. Teleportation is strongly recommended for those sensitive to motion. Snap, turn, recenter forwards, jump, take photo, interact, teleport. Okay.
Beautiful, beautiful. Isn't that something? Magnificent sight out here. Magnificent desolation. Okay, Buzz, we ready to bring down the camera? I'm all ready. I think it's 2 miles squared away in good shape. Okay.
The passive seismic experiment detected lunar moonquakes and provided information about the internal structure of the moon. This experiment studied the propagation of seismic waves through the moon and provided our most detailed look at the moon's internal structure. The Apollo 11 seismometer returned data for just 3 weeks, but provided a very useful look at lunar seismology. More advanced seismometers were deployed at the Apollo 12, 14, 15 and 16 landing sites and transmitted data to Earth until September 1977. Each of these seismometers measured all 3 components of ground displacement: up-down, north-south and east-west. If a seismic event is observed by 3 or more seismometers, the time and location of the event can be determined. Because seismic waves from distant events travel deeper into the moon than waves from nearby events, by measuring events at various distances from the seismometer, one can determine how seismic velocities vary with depth in the moon. In turn, this information can be used to study the moon's internal structure. Most of the events observed by the seismometers were due either to moonquakes or to meteorite impacts. However, the third stages of several Saturn V rockets and the Ascent stages of several lunar modules were deliberately crashed into the moon after these spacecraft were no longer needed. These man-made crashes produced seismic events of known times and locations and helped to calibrate the network of seismometers.
Incidentally,
The laser-ranging retroflector experiment was deployed on Apollo 11, 14 and 15. It consists of a series of corner cube reflectors, which are a special type of mirror with a property of always reflecting an incoming light beam back in the direction it came from. These reflectors can be illuminated by laser beams aimed through large telescopes on Earth. The reflected laser beam is also observed with the telescope, providing a measurement of the round-trip distance between Earth and the Moon. This is the only Apollo experiment that is still returning data from the Moon. Many of these measurements have been made by McDonald Observatory in Texas. Laser beams are used because they remain tightly focused for large distances. Nevertheless, there is enough dispersion of the beam that is about 7 kilometers in diameter when it reaches the Moon and 20 kilometers in diameter when it returns to Earth. Because of this very weak signal, observations are made for several hours at a time. By averaging the signal for this period, the distance to the Moon can be measured to an accuracy of about 3 centimeters. The average distance from the Earth to the Moon is about 385,000 kilometers. The laser-ranging retroflector experiment has produced many important measurements. These include an improved knowledge of the Moon's orbit and the rate at which the Moon is receding from Earth, which is currently 3.8 centimeters per year.
Interesting.
I'd like to evaluate the various phases that a person can traveling on the Earth's surface. It's a little difficult to dig through the initial crust. Very interesting. It's a very soft surface, but here and there where I plug with the contingency sample collector, I run into very hard surface, but it appears to be very cohesive material of the same sort. Leave them out of your field of view. Is that right now, Houston? That's affirmative, Buzz. Neil, didn't I say we might see some purple rocks? Find the purple rocks? Yep. Yeah, surface material, outer
your lens is, but if you can punches above. Neil, this is Houston, radio check over. Hi, Roger. Houston, loud and clear. Roger out. Loud and clear, Houston. Roger, Buzz. Oh, that looks beautiful from here, Neil. It has a stark beauty all its own. It's like much of the high desert of the United States. It's different, but it's very pretty out here. I want to back up and partially close the hatch. Making sure not to lock it on my way out. Are you getting a TV picture now, Houston? Neil, yes, we are getting a TV picture. Neil, this is Houston. We're getting a picture. You're not in at the present time. We can see the bag on the LEC being moved by Buzz, though. Here you come into our field of view. Tranquility Base, this is Houston. Can we get both of you on the camera for a minute, please? My pocket open, Buzz? Yes, it is. It's not up against your suit, though. Hit it back once more. Or more toward the inside. Okay, that's good. Okay, Houston, I'm going to change lenses on you. Roger, Neil.
The Lunar Flag Assembly, or LFA, was a kit containing a flag of the United States, designed to be planted by astronauts on the moon during the Apollo program. 7 such flag assemblies were sent to the moon, 6 of which were...
Okay, Bill is now unveiling the flag.
For those who haven't read the plaque, we'll read the plaque that's on the front landing gear of this LEM. There's 2 hemispheres, one showing each of the 2 hemispheres of Earth. Underneath it says, "Dear men from the planet Earth, first set foot upon the moon, July 1969 AD. We came in peace for all mankind." It has the crew members' signatures and the signature of the President of the United States.
Tranquility Base, Houston. Roger, go ahead. Roger, our guidance recommendation is pings, and you're cleared for takeoff. Roger, understand. We're number 1 on the runway. Roger. Ascent, proceed. Beautiful. 26, 36 feet per second up. 5, little pitch over. Very smooth. Balance come along. Very quiet ride. There's that one crater on there.
30,000 feet high, 80 feet per second vertical rise. Eagle Houston, request manual start override. Roger. 2,600 feet altitude. Eagle Houston, you're looking good to us.
Interesting. What an experience.
Houston, we got the service module going by.
Roger, thank you.
And it's rotating just like it should be. Thrusters are firing.
nautical miles high, velocity 33,000 feet per second.
Houston, we'll have you for about 3-4 minutes through Redstone and then pick you up after blackout through Arrive. Roger.
Guidance reports Apollo 11 right down the middle of the corridor.
And 11 Houston, you're going over the hill there shortly. You're looking mighty fine to us. See you later.
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal, before this decade is out, of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the Earth. No single space project in this period will be more impressive to mankind or more important for the long-range exploration of space, and none will be so difficult or expensive to accomplish.
Apollo 11, Houston, through Arrive. Apollo 11, Houston, and the blind airboss has a visual contact. Apollo 11, Houston, standing by for your disk reading, over. Apollo 11, this is Hornet, over. Apollo 11, read the last clear. Position 1330, 16915.
Aircraft reports visual with 3 full tubes.
Condition of crew, over. Condition of crew, 3,500 feet on the way down. 11 and Hornet, copy. 11 Hornet, what's your splashdown error, over? Okay, our splashdown error is our latitude, 1330, 16915.
Absolutely amazing. That was something. That's going to end my gameplay with the Apollo 11 VR experience on the PlayStation VR. I appreciate watching on Nalyo Gaming. If you haven't already done so, please click that like button. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Share with your friends. Follow me on Twitter at RiseUp44 and at Nalyo Gaming. And subscribe to me here on Nalyo Gaming. The gameplay, it speaks for itself. I mean, controlling those little sections, it was a little difficult to understand and to get it to work, but they weren't really going for like an all-out like game with this. It was just more of an experience and giving you control and allowing you to take part in it, just, you know, for those little tiny portions to have it be fun. I don't know, it's interesting and I liked it, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too. If you have a VR, check it out for yourself. Click that like button if you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.